Well, good morning. Leroy McFall, Sr., here in my home studio in Huntsville, Alabama. I'm in my office as I usually am playing music on my steel guitar. Today I want to talk a little bit about steel guitars. I started playing the steel guitar probably in about 1948 when I was about 8 years old. And at that time, we only knew of one type of steel guitar, and that was the steel guitar you laid on your lap and you played. It was usually string, and we started out and played simple songs. We got to know, as we went through our lessons, a little bit more about steel guitars, and we found that some were more elaborate, but we had no idea of what was later called the pedal steel guitar. Now, pedal steel guitars, most people tune them in E9. They call it E9 Nashville. And my Kroger neck, what they like to call a Kroger neck, the neck that they play most of the music for money. My Kroger neck, my outboard neck, is tuned in C6. And I like playing in C6. I've tried to tune it in E9 like the pedal players do, but I naturally cannot get the sound as the pedals play. We played music and started out playing primarily Hawaiian music, going through the courses at Conservatory of Hawaiian Music in Anderson, Indiana. And we learned more about different guitars, different steel guitars. And the main thing that sticks in my mind, as we was playing Hawaiian music mostly, we would occasionally have someone come in that was really good playing the guitar, and it was a non-pedal, of course, and he was playing with country bands and playing traditional country music. The kind of country music we was getting to like, and a lot of us wanted to play. It was non-steel, so what today I'm going to do is I'm going to play a song that reminds me of some I heard back in those years, and it's going to be a little bit different than what you hear now and believe the steel guitar, the pedal steel. Most people don't care nothing about the non-pedal anymore because it can't play the good music that non-pedals play. They're really good, and I like the sound too. So I'll play this song, and then we can discuss it a little bit more after I get through. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, that was a little tune. That was a little tune that I had put together. I call it Tranquility on the RIODOSA 40. RIODOSA 40 is a ranch my wife and I own in Arizona. And we did have a lot of tranquility when we lived out there and we could take care of the place. We got old. I'm 83 years old, and we got to the point we couldn't take care of a ranch without our children, who all grown up and doing their thing now. One of the things about years ago when I started playing when I started playing the steel guitar in 1948, after I decided I really didn't want to do guitar business as a money-making project. At that time, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but by the time I got 17 years old, I was convinced I wanted to quit school and join the Army, and I did. I quit school and joined the Army. My parents wanted me to play the steel guitar and maybe get a job playing steel for traditional country bands and stuff like that. And I didn't see that. We had went to a lot of those jamborees over the years, and I saw the drinking and the stuff that went on then. Most of the stars like Hank Williams and Hank Snow and Webb Pierce had come to Shady Acres, Indiana, and when they'd take breaks, they'd go out behind the stage. They just drove their car. There was no inside area, and drove their cars, and they'd go back and piddle around, drink, and it seemed like a terrible life. But I was more attuned to wanting to join the military because my dad was in the military, World War II, and my uncles, and it was just that kind of life. Once I got into the military, the Army, we had service clubs everywhere, and at those service clubs they had steel guitars, the 6-string lap steel, and us steel guitar players, uniformed steel guitar players, we'd play steel guitars at the service club, make music with other people that played instruments, and a lot of people got big contracts after they got out of the Army. I chose not to. I enjoyed being in the military service and Army, and I went in 58, finished my basic training in 59, early 59, and went to Okinawa and played steel like crazy over there when we had time to go to the service club. And then back to the States, and then back to Korea. About a year after I was back to the States and played over there, got pictures of playing, really enjoyed it and stuff like that. And people thought, well, he's probably going to get out and play the steel guitar, but no. Well, anyway, the pedal steel come by, and I got to know about this pedal, and it sounded mighty good. Pretty soon it seemed like it was the only thing that was being played to back up singers, of traditional country singers, the kind of music that I wanted to play. But I stuck with the non-pedal, couldn't afford to buy a pedal steel, and be in the military too. So this is what I stuck with, this is what I play today. Like I said, I'm 83 years old, still playing music, making a lot of YouTubes, got about 248 YouTubes played. I know that nobody wants to hear this non-pedal steel guitar in a band. No band wants to be backed up with it when they can be backed up with the beautiful music that pedal steel guitars play. So thank you for watching, and I enjoyed doing it. Have a good day. Bye.